guys, welcome to another video. So something a little bit different today. So for anyone who might be interested, I know I personally like looking at other people's rigs and sort of seeing little videos around what they've got and sort of how it's all put together. I thought I'd do one myself just for the channel. So if anyone ever is interested in what kind of rig I'm running, here you go. You can look at this video and all will be revealed. So instead of seeing me sat here, we'll do a little tour of the room. Yeah, I'll just basically show you what it is I'm running and how it's all set up. And you'll see how small this little room is and yeah, why I'm not running triple screens and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, hopefully this is interesting to some of you. As I say, for me personally, I like seeing other content creators and when they post their sim rigs and do like little tours. So hopefully this will be interesting to you too. But yeah, let's have a look around.
So yeah, here's the rig, guys. As you can see, it's quite we're not running the most elaborate setup in terms of triple screens or anything like that. So it's quite small, and actually this video might be quite short in terms of what I've actually got to show you. But yeah, we're running a single ultra wide. I'd love to run something bigger. Like this is only 34. I'd love to run one of the 49-inch ultra wides. I definitely haven't got enough room for triple screens. You can kind of tell from the sides of this room that I'm kind of pushing the limits in terms of space as it is. But yeah, so we're running a MSI 34-inch ultra wide, 144 hertz monitor, so that's absolutely fine for the space I have. And in terms of everything else, so we're on a 8020 rig. It's the SimLab GT1-Evo, or is it yeah, GT1-Evo, I think that's the one. And yeah, I love this rig, man. It's for the price you pay. Granted, for 350 quid, it doesn't come with a seat, but it's a bargain, to be honest, when you see the price of some of the other rigs. Seat, so this is from my old rig. We've got the old TrakRacer seat, which is really comfy. It's sort of coming to the end of its life now. There's a few bits where the fabric's coming away from the seams, but it's really comfy, and that was on my old TR6 rig, which served me well. Moving on, we got the Fanatec DD1. And this has been brilliant. I mean, I didn't spend too long with a belt-driven wheel. I was in a Thrustmaster TXRW, is it TXRW, I think? And that was a great wheel, like perfectly fine for sim racing. But then I jumped straight in at the deep end and got this DD1, and probably didn't spend enough time with cheaper equipment or lower end equipment to really appreciate that jump to direct drive. But man, it's just absolutely awesome. And in terms of the wheel, we're running the McLaren GT3 V2, which is a great wheel. So I used to run the Clubsport Formula, and that was basically the only wheel I'd run, which suited me fine because I pretty much only played Formula One games. But when you start playing with, different cars like the GT3 cars, it's quite a small wheel. There's a lot of buttons on there that don't necessarily get used, and it's not the most comfortable wheel to use for longer races, I found personally. Whereas this one, the ergonomics on it are just fantastic. It's not too big, but it's big enough where it sits comfortably in your hands. Enough buttons for everything that you'd need on your typical like GT3 or around that about cars. Plenty of, yeah, I'd say plenty of buttons, and just, yeah, really well built. I've done a review on this, obviously, but for those who haven't seen that, this is the SimRacingAddict DDU. Absolutely fantastic bit of kit. 240 quid, and I know some people have commented some cheaper solutions, which are obviously definitely worth looking at as well if you're on a budget. But for me, that's a great price for a great bit of kit. Really well built, screen on it's awesome, and yeah, absolutely love it. And in terms of other stuff on the rig, so we've got this, again, SimRacingAddict Flagbox, and yeah, similar to the DDU, really well built, 3D printed case, and yeah, you get your choice of sort of fixings. For this one, I've gone straight to the 8020 profile, but yeah, solid as rock, and the LEDs on it are absolutely awesome, like bright, and yeah, just does everything that a Flagbox needs to do. There's not really much to it in terms of features. It basically does what it says on the tin. In terms of pedals, so running the Fanatec V3s, recently found a bit of love for them. I was starting to go off them, but bought the brake performance kit, and that's just brought a whole new lease of life to them for me. Definitely, if you are running the V3s and you're looking at an upgrade, obviously before you go and spend hundreds of pounds on an upgrade, just spend 20 quid or 20, 30 pound on the brake performance kit. And it really does make a difference, like a huge difference. You will have to sort of relearn how to brake again and get that muscle memory back, but it's worth it in the long run. I can definitely tell a difference in terms of pace and braking already, and I've only had it for a couple of months. Other stuff, so we got obviously the Simhound shoes and Simhound gloves, which I've used. If we move to the back, unrelated, but if you're wondering where the lighting comes from, we've got this little cheap ring light that I got from Amazon. Going on to the rig itself. So I posted about this on Twitter. Now, if you're after some SimRig lighting, these are absolutely fantastic. So they're Energizer LED strips, and they fit. I'm just going to show you here. They fit perfectly in here. If I can even get them out. No, I'm not going to be able to. They're that wedged in. But basically, the LED strip is the perfect size for the railings on the profile, that you just push them in and they do not budge. I did go to the end originally, but for a bit of cable length, I've sacrificed a bit of room. But yeah, it goes around the whole rig. And yeah, the only obviously issue is the corners. But to be honest, for how well they fit and for everything else, they're absolutely perfect. So I will paste a link in the description for anyone's interested in that. But yeah, it's a real great bit of kit for those who like the extra lighting. But in terms of the rig, so that's all connected up to this PC. So I only have the one PC. It's both my sort of streaming, editing PC as well as the actual racing rig. And it absolutely does me fine. I mean, it should do really. It's a NVIDIA 3090 in there, AMD 5950, 32 gig of RAM, and surprisingly stays quite cool. So it's got 9 fans in there, so there's a decent amount of airflow. NZXT AIO, which sort of keeps the temperature, the CPU fairly decently cooled, even sort of this time of year when the temperatures go up. But yeah, I can't fault it. As I say, I stream on fairly decent quality, like 1440p, 60 frames per second, and game like iRacing normally runs well over 100 frames per second. And yeah, absolutely perfect. So while we're in here, and to make this video kind of worthwhile, obviously we got some racing memorabilia here. We've got these collection of caps that pretty much all came from Silverstone last year. It was that hot that basically as soon as you put a cap on, you were immediately sweating. So I was changing caps like 3-4 times a day. So yeah, we've got a fair few caps here. We've got some artwork here. And again, I can't recommend this artist enough. I will paste a link. Some really good stuff. If you like F1 artwork, like minimalist artwork, yeah, I can't recommend him enough. And we've got some more down here that I'm just yet to put up because we're just down on space at the moment. So got this Lewis Hamilton one, Ayrton Senna, and another Lewis Hamilton one there. And yeah, those need to go up on the wall.
There you have it, guys. As I say, it's not the most elaborate rig. I'm certainly not going to complain. I'm very lucky in terms of the equipment I've got and what I'm able to run. But compared to sort of some of the bigger content creators like Dan Suzuki, Dave Cam, people like that who have got absolutely epic setups like triple screens and like monitors for their stream everywhere. Unfortunately, as much as I'd love to do that, I just don't have the space. But one day when, maybe when I move house, or if I can move this room around and sort of work out a way to fit it all in, hopefully we can go triple screens. But at the moment, I'm sort of contemplating just running VR permanently, because now I've sort of dipped my toe into the world of VR and iRacing, I don't really think triple screens even match up to that. So yeah, thank you for sort of watching this and looking around my little room and looking at the rig. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you next time.